Hello, it's me, Mr. McCootie, and as you can see, I am back. And that only means one thing. It means I enjoy the teaching of my students. Or does it mean we are back home learning and it's a lockdown? It's your choice, but the most important thing is that I am here to help you with your learning while you are at home with those horrible parents that you call mom and dad, and that grubby brother or sister that's running around giving you grief and hassle. I'm here to help with your learning. And today's video is all about geometry. Well, at least it's an introduction to geometry, and I'm going to tell you about certain words and phrases that we're going to be using in the next few weeks. Let's get on with it. Now, the first thing we're going to learn about is the word called point. In fact, it's a point. And the point I want to make here is that a point is a starting place. A point is an exact location in a space or on a flat surface. And it looks like a dot. Now, often in geometry, points are labeled with letters. So here we have a point and it's labeled with the letter A. Now here are 3 points along a line, and these are labeled also. Letters A, B, and C. So A, B, and C on a line, all the points are labeled. Now look at this. The points here are not in a straight line. So we have points A to B, B to C, then C back to A. Now look at that. What do we have? It is come on now, a triangle. Come on guys, it's going to get much harder than this. So if you didn't guess it was a triangle, you are going to have a difficult time. Don't forget, if you're not sure, pause the video, rewind and watch again. And if my speaking is way too fast, you can slow me down and you can hear me talk like this. Next, we have rays. Now, what is a ray? Well, a ray starts from one point and extends in one direction forever. And you can tell it's a ray in this picture because it has a starting point, which is the point. It has the line going with an arrow, and the direction of the arrow is the direction this line goes on for ever and ever and ever and ever. Think of the sun as a starting point. So the sun's the starting point, and then you have sun rays. You get it? So the sun rays go forever and ever in one direction. And in this picture, you can see the sun, the rays going forward, and the direction it's going towards is the planet Earth. But remember, it doesn't stop there because the rays continue on and on and on. That's what rays are. From one starting point, continuing in one direction forever and ever. Now look at this. What do you notice? Is there a starting point on this image? Nuh-uh. No starting point. But what do you see? You see an arrow going one way and an arrow facing the other way. So there are two arrows on this line. What do you think that means? I'll wait. Well, it means that the line continues in both directions forever. This is what a line is. It continues forever and ever and ever in both directions. Without a point that tells you where the line starts, you got no idea what's going on. If you don't have a starting point, you have no place to begin. Now look at this one. Here we have no ray signs, no arrows, but we have 2 points, one at each end. Now, a line segment is part of a line that has a point at each end. It's just part of that big long line. One part's called a line segment. Point here, line in the middle, you know the beginning and the end of the line. Intersecting lines. Now it's getting juicy. Now the learning is starting. And this is the bit that I really like. So you have 2 lines and they cross each other. Both lines intersect. You get it? That's why they're called intersecting lines. They cross each other. This is all too much. And the important part of intersecting lines is that they all cross at the same point. So there could be 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, but for them to be intersecting, they all have to cross at the same point. So here, I've labeled the points A and B. What do you think I'm going to label the next line? A, B. You need to know your alphabet. Okay, the next line is C and D. Easy. But here's the last question. Can you see where the lines are intersecting? Can you see that? So where the lines are intersecting, there's a point. What would you call the point where the lines are intersecting? What would you call it? Apple? Elephant? No. Point E. This bit now is where you really should start learning and you should really know this information. So we're going to talk about parallel lines. Now you've heard the phrase parallel. And parallel means when 2 lines are the same distance apart forever and ever and ever, and they never ever meet. So they go and they follow each other around and they never meet. A bit like a tram line or a train line. The most important part of parallel lines is that they are exactly the same distance apart and they never ever meet. You could say that parallel lines are lines that are exactly the same distance apart and they never intersect. Look at these lines. Are they parallel? Go on, have a look. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Are they parallel? And now, clearly these lines are not parallel because if they continue, they will definitely intersect. We're in the last part now, and we're going to be talking about perpendicular lines. Perpendicular. You can say that. Can mom? Can dad? Can little brother? Can older sister? Perpendicular. What are perpendicular lines? Well, let's break it down. First of all, you need to know what a right angle is. So let's do it. Let's find out what a right angle is. You can find right angles everywhere. Windows, doors, everywhere. Right angles can be seen, but you need to know what a right angle is. So let's see what right angles are and let's see if you would recognize them. Stairs. Look how the way the angle is in red. That is a right angle. On a chair, nice and straight back, level front, that is a right angle. Now you know me, I like to put my food into my mathematics and I've used pizza before. Go check out the other videos and see if you can locate it. But here is a slice of pizza that is cut making a right angle. Here we have 3 clock faces, A, B, and C. But only one of them makes a right angle. Which one, A, B, or C, makes the right angle? Obviously, the answer is C. 3 more clock faces. You tell me A, B, or C. Which one of these clock faces makes a right angle? A? B? It's C! Again, it's facing the other direction, but it's still a right angle. And this is what a right angle looks like. When you look at 2 lines that cross, that intersect, for them to be perpendicular lines, they have to make a right angle. Like in this picture here. This is a perpendicular line, and as you can see, it makes a right angle. And a good way of knowing what a right angle is that you can fit a square box right in the corner, like in this picture. Can you see the square box fit into the corner? That's how you know when it's a right angle. A box can fit into the corner, into the angle, perfectly square. Now, we have 2 more angles that you need to know about. If it's not a right angle and it's bigger, wider, it's called an obtuse angle. Obtuse. And I always say my belly is obtuse because it's quite big. Bigger than a right angle. Obtuse. But then you have another angle. And that angle is called acute angle. Acute angle. It's nice and small. It's smaller than a right angle. It's really cute. It's a... I can't believe I'm doing this. It's a cute angle. It's smaller than a right angle. It's acute angle. Larger than a right angle. It's obtuse. So that's how you remember the names of the angles. I think that's it. Right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, perpendicular, parallel, intersection. I missed something. Line, point, line segment, raise. Wow, this video has a lot. But you know what? I've had enough now. I'm going to lie down, put on my mask, disinfect my hands, and go home. Bye.